bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and
burgers.
There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships.
You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. It's the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. It's the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
It's time for the Scotty K Show, presented by Spicy Pie. Let's go live to the pie for the Scotty K Show. here's Scotty K.
Maybe I should turn that on, and then everybody can hear me. Welcome to the Scotty K Show live here from the Spicy Pie on this Wednesday night, the second Wednesday of January. And I tell you what, weather has been pretty good, and hopefully it'll hang on. I looked at the long-term forecast. We got nothing but decent weather as far as temperatures and no snow for about the next 10 days to 2 weeks. Hey, we're at the Spicy Pie. Remember, the January pizza of the month here at the Pie is the Bloody Mary pizza. It includes extra pizza sauce, green olives, onions, bacon, pickles, Tabasco, and that stuff they call Worcestershire sauce. And also a bunch of other seasonings. And it's all served with a stick of celery. Hey, before we get to our first guest, who's Gene Winchesky, the head coach of the Minot High Magicians, just want to let you know our PSP schedule for the rest of this week. We'll do girls basketball tomorrow night from our Redeemers, as Bishop Ryan and our Redeemers will play in a District 12 matchup, 7:15 start on that one. Then on Friday, we'll have a double hitter from Bismarck. Bismarck St. Mary's playing host to Turtle Mountain in both boys and girls basketball. Girls game will go at 6, the boys game at 7:45, and then we'll have Williston at Minot High in boys basketball. Is that a 7:30 start? 7:45 start on Friday night from Magic City campus. And then Saturday we'll wrap up our coverage with a double hitter again from the Bismarck-Mandan area. Mandan playing host to Bismarck St. Mary's in both boys and girls. That's an afternoon start, 1:45 for the girls and 3:30 for the boys. And then here in Minot, Minot will play a non-region game in girls basketball against Devil's Lake. That will be held at the auditorium, at the Municipal Auditorium. That game at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, as there is a girls wrestling tournament at Magic City campus. Our first guest here on the Scotty K Show, Dean Winchesky, the head coach of the Minot High Magicians, who are coming off a big win on the road in a place where I know Dean doesn't like to play because he never knows what's going to happen as far as the thing I say, I've been around the block long enough, Dean. I went up there when Gene was coaching here and now with you and stuff, and you've always said one of the hardest gymnasiums in the state of North Dakota to play when you're on the road is in Belcourt. And you said it was a close ball game for a portion of it, and then you guys went on a pretty good run.
Yeah, we were able to get off to a pretty decent start, and we ended up building a lead in the first half and had a chance to extend, and then the ball didn't go in. We got a little sloppy, and they got it to 7 right at the end of the half, and then they came out and made a couple shots, and it was I think it was 56-56 at one point. My memory's horrible, but we got a layup, and then we got a steal and a basket that got us up 4, and that kind of started the run. But all things considered, we were really efficient offensively. And we did a good job of attacking their man defense and then cutting and finding open people when they cut. So we did a lot of really positive things. Defensively, the second half we held them to 29 or 28. I think it was 28, in fact, and that's a step in the right direction as well. So all of this season's about growth and just continuing to try and get better, and we're doing that. I thought against Bismarck High, I thought we had a tremendous effort on Friday as well, especially defensively. And we gave up 68 or whatever
like that.
It was,
but 68.
And that seems like a lot. Like we put it at under 65, but the reality is, at the tempo each of those games were played at, then you look at points per possession, you look at shooting percentage, and in both of those things we were pretty solid. So, we'll take it, and now we just got to get ready for Friday night.
Hey, and we'll talk about that here in just a bit, but I want to take you back. I watched the game last Tuesday night, your first loss of the year to Mandan on a last-second shot by the Jablonski kid. Give him credit. He drained
Absolutely.
it. And then you guys came back. I thought you had a great bounce-back game against Bismarck High and then continued on last night. Let's go back to the Mandan game. I know as a coach you'd like to go 27-0, win state titles every year, but that in reality that's never going to happen each and every year. You look back at that loss, and I know you never look at something and say as a coach it was a good loss, but maybe in a way it was.
Well, it happened last year, and I think it happens to a lot of teams. You have to be wildly athletic and wildly more talented than everybody else to be able to go undefeated, especially in our league. The West is so hard, and teams are so well coached, and there's so much talent. But it's one of those things where I think it allowed us as coaches and players to refocus on what we weren't doing well, what we had to get better at, and they exposed a lot of things, especially offensively, that we were getting away with more than we were executing very well. Mm-hmm. And a team like Mandan, who guards and plays as hard as they do, that if you're not doing little things, whether it's hard cuts, whether it's back cuts, whether it's jump stopping, and they exposed a lot of things on us, and we played sloppy, and there wasn't a lot of positives that came out of that game, to be perfectly honest with you. And we had a chance. We're up 8 or 9 or whatever it was late, and unfortunately Eric banged his head a little bit, and they didn't let him come back in, and. I think he's done a pretty good job of stabilizing us at the point, and has given us another scoring threat. And without him, we, and I'm not saying that, their trainers screwed us or we didn't have chances, but, but I think in the long run, it's going to end up being a good thing because we've had more spirited practices. We've got a better sense of what we're doing offensively, and, we held them to 60. So we did a lot of things defensively pretty well. So now, like I said, it's back at it, and we got to worry about the next ones.
The thing about it is, and we were talking before we went on the air, you talk about your son, Eric, who's done a really nice job at point guard. But the other thing you said earlier before we went on the air is you are really, really happy with the play of your guards.
Yeah, absolutely. Between Morgan Nygaard, who was phenomenal last night, and we were a little worried he wasn't going to play. He sprained his ankle in practice near the end of it, and of course then as a coach you're like, couldn't we have stopped 5 minutes earlier? And the type of kid Morgan is, he gave it a run and was really effective offensively. Ended up with 22 last night, shot it well, and played really well, and Jagger hit some big shots last night in the middle of our run, and he's been really solid. And again, he's still trying to find his way. And what I take as a positive is a kid like Jagger isn't playing the way he's capable yet. And it's not effort-based, it's not attitude-based, it's just things aren't going his way yet. And you're still trying to find your way, new roles, new things, and he'll get there. He's ultimately a really, really coachable kid who wants to do nothing else than win. So, and then, like I said, Eric, I try not to say too much positive because people already give us a bad time that he gets favored and all of that.
Wow.
But the reality is he's been really solid, and he's had some games where we needed him, like at Legacy, where he had to score in the second half and was able to and kind of help build the lead when Derek was out. And, he's given us another threat. And so, like, we feel we have, 6 kids with Grayson and Logan as well that can put the ball in the basket really consistently. And we're still trying to get all of that figured out with, Logan's been a little up and down and Grayson's been a little up and down. So it's just a matter of us continuing to try to get to our best.
But another thing you told me before we went on the air, and Dean, you've been that kind of coach since you've, since you probably started at Dickinson, but now coming into the area here at Minot High. Offensively, you knew going into the year you had kids that could score.
Yep.
From the perimeter, from the inside, from the outside. But what you are telling me is you're getting to be a better defensive team right now.
Yeah, and that's been the most frustrating part because it's like, okay, we all played last year, we should know what we're doing, but you forget that kids are kids and they forget stuff, and you gotta, not that you and I at our age, Scott, ever forget anything anymore, but kids,
every day.
Yeah, and it's a process of growing, and we're getting there. You're starting to see them recognized tonight after a tough game last night and a road trip. We got back late. We just kind of went through a walkthrough, did a little bit live, did a lot of shooting, kind of talked about what we're going to do this weekend against Williston, and really tried to clean up some of the mistakes. And now we're going to try and put it into action tomorrow when we get back to practice, so that we're ready come Friday when the Coyotes come in.
Dean, I want to ask you a question. You got Century Lumen next Tuesday, and I know as a coach you don't look by any opponent, but with Williston coming in, a team that has really struggled this year to score, and they haven't won a ball game. Do you worry about this being a trap game?
Absolutely not, because if you go back to the first game, they hung 87 on us. It was 101-87, and that game was frantically paced. And we know that they have kids who are very, very talented. I'm anticipating they get their post player back. You put the St. Romain kid and the Seat kid and him and Finders and a couple of their younger guards. I mean, they're talented. They're scary. They're able to make shots and they're very athletic and they rebound and they play a little funky 1-3-1 that at times has a tendency to kind of muck you up and we have to be able to focus on what we have to do. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges for teams. Is to make sure that they understand that you have to be at your best. And that's one of the things that's awesome about being at Minot High, and people don't realize this maybe enough is, when I got here, God, is this 15 years? Holy crap. 15 years ago, Minot High was the winningest and still is the winningest program in the state tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back. Obviously, Gene was phenomenal and wildly successful, and then you go to Terry and Art Hovde and all these guys that had
Nick
all this
Olson.
success. Yeah, Nick Olson,
Yeah,
and you see all these titles, and our job is to live up to that pressure. Now, part of that is what people don't realize is everybody wants to beat us.
Oh God!
But you know what's great about that is that means you're doing something right.
Right.
And that's a positive. And what that does is then you don't need to take a night off. You can't. And that prepares you for the tournament because you're getting everybody's best effort all the time. I know when I was in Dickinson, when we were near the bottom of the standings at times, teams overlooked us. And then you were able to get up and bite them a little bit, right. and you'd pull some upsets. And so, we don't get that. People don't come in and go, it's just Minot High. People go, we want to beat the Magi. And like I said, that's a... I knew what it was like for 8 years when I was coaching, and I know what people want to do now. And Jordan Wilhelm called me the villain the other day. He goes, "You're the villain because you guys are winning all the time." And I guess if I got to wear the black hat, then we'll wear the black hat.
It ain't the first time you've had to do that, have you?
Yeah, don't kid yourself. I'm a villain at home. I'm a villain in my classroom. It's but the reality is that pressure's a privilege. It means you're doing stuff right. So I guess we'll take that.
Dean, I want to look at it, and I know you are worried more about the Magicians and what you got coming up, but you look at the West Region boys standings right now. It looks like you got Century Mandan undefeated, right behind. Dickinson playing pretty good basketball right now.
Well, yep.
And then you still got Legacy, Bismarck High, Jamestown right there around 500. Again, the West Region, the WDA, is just like it has been for the 15 years you've been here.
Yeah, it's God, for 23 being in Dickinson, it's been wild. And I always laugh. Jordan Wilhelm and I were talking about it the other night. He asked me to be on his podcast. I don't know enough to be on the radio for as long as you are, much less being on a podcast for an hour. But he talked about this league. This league, it's crazy, and there's good coaches, but it's every year. Like, if you overlook anybody, our two losses, Scotty, and this is not to sound braggadocious by any means, but we were 25-2 last year. We lost to the 8 seed and the 5 seed.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter if you don't come prepared against anybody in the league. They're going to get you, and that's what makes it fun. And winning on the winning on the road in our league is awesome. We've played seven conference games. We've played 2 home games. So to be 7-1, or we've played 8 conference games, six of them on the road. To be 7-1, I'll take that.
You bet. You'll take that any day of the week. If somebody would have told you at the beginning of the year, he says, "Yeah, I'll take that at that point of the season."
Absolutely.
Hey, Dean, thanks a lot for stopping by. Great win last night. Good luck on Friday night. And I know a lot of people, a lot of fans, and I know you're not looking beyond the Williston game, but are looking forward to next Tuesday night at Magic City campus when you'll take on the top-ranked Century Patriots. Should be a fun one, but I know you're worried about Friday.
Absolutely.
We'll worry about Century after Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, and you have those games marked. I mean, and everybody wants to make more out of it than it is. Darren and I are great friends. He's a phenomenal coach. His kids play hard, and we know how talented they are. They're huge. They're athletic. And so obviously it's a game that everybody is kind of looking forward to. But for us, it's an opportunity to step on the floor and get ready for the tournament, and not to downplay it, but really, if you make it more out of it than it is, if you win, then all of a sudden you're going to fall and you're going to lose that intensity.
Yep.
And then if you lose, you start looking at it as end of the world. Well, it's one game, and it's January, so should be fun. Should be a good atmosphere. We've got the greatest crowd in the state, and we'll just go about doing it what we do.
All right, 7:45 against Williston on Friday. Again, Tuesday night against Century at home. Thanks, Dean. Good luck on Friday, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thanks, Scotty.
All right, that's Dean Winchesky, the head coach of the Minot High boys. Let's look at the Class A schedule coming up this weekend. Tomorrow night, we got a couple of games in the state. Century will play at Legacy, Grand Forks Central at Devil's Lake. Friday night, Watford City at Mandan, Williston at Minot High, Bismarck High, we'll take you, Chris, Bismarck High at Dickinson, Turtle Mountain at Bismarck St. Mary's. Over in the east, it'll be Fargo Davies at Wapaton, Grand Forks Red River at Devil's Lake. West Fargo Cheyenne will play at Fargo North, Fargo South at West Fargo, and then West Fargo Horace will play at Fargo Shanley. Again, Minot High, that's a 7:45 start on Friday night. And then next Tuesday, they will take on the number one ranked. Well, we'll see if they're still number one. The poll, this week's poll will not be released until 7 o'clock tonight, but I suspect that the Patriots will still be the number one ranked team. They will come to town against the Magicians. We're going to take a break here on the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie. The January pizza of the month is the Bloody Mary pizza. It includes extra pizza sauce, green olives, onions, bacon, pickles, Tabasco, and Worcestershire sauce. I have trouble with that word. And more seasonings. Also served with a stick of celery. We're going to stay with basketball, high school basketball. We'll talk Class B style. Chris Brown, the head coach of the Delac Burlington Lakers, will join us. We'll talk to him about their season and what we can expect the rest of the season when we come back on the Scotty K Show.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Well, welcome back here at the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie on this Wednesday night. And we talked some Class A boys basketball with Dean Winchesky, the head coach of the third-ranked Magicians of Minot High. We're going to talk Class B now, and we're going to talk District 12 Class B basketball. The head coach of the Lac Burlington Lakers, that would be Chris Brown, joins me. And Chris, thanks for joining us. I know it's been, with all the weather situations that we've had, it's been you've got a lot of games going on, a lot of practicing going on, and a lot of this and that. And I really appreciate you taking some time out to stop here tonight and talk a little bit about your Delac Burlington Lakers. In the last poll, you were receiving votes. I know you as coaches don't care about the media poll, but it's nice to be recognized. You're 5-2 on the year right now, going into the heart of your district season. And the one thing I look back at when I was doing some prep work today, you're 5-2, but you've played a really, really, really good schedule.
Yes, we have, and I'll give credit to our athletic director, Mr. Medall, and he does a really good job at finding those games. And you want to be tested early because you want to see where you're at early and find those weaknesses. And you never want to be playing your best basketball in December,
right.
January. You want to be playing your best basketball come March.
Chris, where is your basketball team right now? Are you happy where you're at, and where do you think you got to make improvement?
Yeah, I am happy. We're gelling. Getting Carson back. We're starting to learn our new roles per se, and I do find that we're starting to gel more on the defensive end, finding our roles there, and we preach defense because any given night your shots might not fall, things might not go your way, but you can always play defense and rebound, and I do like where we're stepping up and going in the right direction there.
Hey, talk a little bit about Carson Yale. Carson was out the whole season last year with the knee injury, that sort of thing. Did not get to play, and that's unfortunate. And hopefully, we're going to get to see him play for about 4 more years over here at Minot State, as he is signed with Minot State. But talk about instituting him back in. I know he played as a sophomore, but last year you couldn't rely on him. He wasn't there, and I would think that it took some time to create that chemistry back from 2 years ago.
Very much so. I mean, you never want to see a kid get injured, so that was very unfortunate. But, you know, he used that time to hit the weight room very hard, came back a lot stronger than he has been. And then he was at the gym watching us every day last year, so he kept that camaraderie with his teammates and encouragement. And now this year, you're right. Last year, a lot of our team was forced into roles that they weren't used to. Because we did lose a couple players, and now we were having some small guys play big guys and so on, and now getting him back in the role, our other players have been able to go to their natural roles, and we've seen a lot of success.
You know, and the other thing, with Carson being out last year and not being able to play, the one thing that might have been a plus for you guys is that you got some kids different experiences. Yeah, they might be been playing a 3 instead of a 4 or a 2 instead of a 1, but they got that experience, and I think that bodes well. I look at your team; you've got some pretty good depth.
Absolutely, and you're right. Time on the court and that experience together and learning how to lean on each other. So then, you know, if we do have foul trouble, or if Carson has to come out of the game, or so-and-so has to go out of the game, we just pick each other up and go right from where we left off.
I got to ask you a question as a coach, and you know, I know Carson, I know his dad, mom, and his uncle and stuff pretty well. There's a kid that suffered a major injury with his ACL last year. Did it take him some time to start? Because kids are going to get tentative. I mean, am I going to jump on that knee and whatever? Have you seen him progress that way where now he's out there? Not that he wasn't playing hard before, but now I know I can go that hard.
Sure, and you know, he was so dedicated at getting
back
that he just from the very beginning, when he was told that he could do something, he was doing it, and he was doing it and doing it and doing it and repeat and then he, you know, got into AAU right away last spring when he was able to play. So yeah, and I think not necessarily, you know, the trust factor, but we are finding that.
I guess that's what I was looking is he starting to trust it a bit more.
And I don't know if it was ever lost, but I do feel like you know, now just as a team we are taking those steps, and everything just seems to be going faster as a team and him involved.
All right, district play will start now. This, in fact, Friday night, your first district game will be at Glenburn, a team that's really struggling to score points. But you know, Larry Durr's team is going to come out. They're going to play hard, that sort of thing. Then you got Hazen in a non-region or non-district game on Saturday, and then Ryan looming on Monday. Do you worry about this Glenburn game maybe being a trap game for you?
We always preach that the most important game is the next one, and that's where we're at. And you know, District 12 is a gauntlet. No matter who you're lined up against, and we have to go on the road to Glenburn, so we need to make sure we're mentally ready to go. And I always tell the kids that never take anything for granted, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So if this is the last game you play, you want to make sure it's your best.
And it's high school basketball. We know that, Chris. You've been around the block enough, haven't you?
100%. At the end of the day, they're high school kids, and you never know what's going to happen. That's why we play the game.
Hey, talk a little bit about the District 12. You know, right now it looks like Bishop Ryan and you guys are kind of maybe a step ahead everybody else. South Prairie is at 500. But you got teams looming down there. I think Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, as the year goes on, is going to get better and better. And I don't put anything past Brock Tietz at R.E. Deemers.
Never. And like I said, District 12, no matter who you're playing, you got to line up and play. But that is the thing, and we talked about this the other day in practice, is as the season goes on, that gap closes where everyone gets a little tighter and a little closer. So come district tournament time, you want to start playing your best basketball.
Chris, with all the weather problems that we had in the month of December, and you had games that were being postponed and moved, that sort of thing, you played a lot of basketball games, and you will play a lot of basketballs. You had 3 last week, you got 3 this week. Do you like that as a coach, or would you rather have a little bit more time to maybe in between to prepare your kids?
Yeah, I normally like the 2-game a week thing,
Okay.
and then where you do have a.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is, and luckily we didn't have to lose a game. We still have all 19 games on our schedule, and we just fit them in when we fit them in, and it has been a grind right now, and. Hopefully things will slow down, and after this run of games, we can go back to the table and say, okay, this is what we really need to work on and break down before that crunch time comes.
We talked about Carson a lot, but when I look at your basketball team, you got other guys that can be weapons. The Olsen kid, the Eastus kid, those are kids that really gained a lot of valuable experience a year ago, and that's just going to bode well for you guys as you get closer to tournament time.
100%. Like you said, they were kind of thrown into roles not only on the court but off the court. They were thrown into leadership roles that they've never had to be in, and so now they're great leaders. And I would like to think that we're pretty diverse, and hopefully when something doesn't go our way, we have another person to step up and pick up the slack. And they seem to be just not only are they a great group of friends, but they're great teammates, and that's I always say that's more important. Is make sure you're a great teammate, and they seem like they are, and they want everyone to be successful.
All right, at Glenburn on Friday night in a district opener, and then a non-conference game against a very good Hazen team at home on Saturday, and then at Ryan on Monday night. It's a fun time of the year, isn't it?
It is. Don't ask my wife if it's a fun time of year.
Okay, I won't do that.
But
hey,
it is
Chris,
a fun time of year.
Chris, thanks a lot for stopping by, and hopefully between now and district tournament time, we can get a chance to sit down and talk again. But thanks a lot for taking some time out of your busy schedule to stop by tonight.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, that's Chris Brown, the head coach of the Lax Burlington Lakers. Again, they will play at Glenburn on Friday, home against Hazen Saturday, and then at Bishop Ryan next Monday. We're going to take a break here on the Scotty K Show. You know what? We still have some basketball to talk, but that's a little bit later. Larry Durr will join us to talk about Glenburn High School boys basketball and also an update on what's going on with the 3-class proposal. But next, the groundskeeper, I don't know, they call him the golf superintendent from the Surrey Valley Golf Course, was joined me, Mike Crest. We'll talk a little bit about how the winter's going as far as the golf course and what he might think is going to happen as we get closer to spring. It's the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. We'll be back right after this.
Looking for a great place to take the family? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items the whole family can enjoy, including jumbo slices, 18-inch pies, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items, including $1.50 tacos. Enjoy their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for only $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Thanks for buying some room.
Well, welcome back. Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie again each and every Wednesday night. Thank you to the Spicy Pie for giving us the opportunity to broadcast this show each and every Wednesday night here on the PSP Network. Again, the January pizza of the month at the Spicy Pie is the Bloody Mary. It includes extra pizza sauce, green olives, onions, bacon, pickles, Tabasco, and Worcestershire sauce. Boy, I think I handled that one pretty well there. And then many other seasonings. It's also served with a stick of celery. We've talked basketball. We're still going to talk some more basketball with Larry Durr from Glenburn. He's the head boys coach at Glenburn. He's also a member of the focus group for the 3-class proposal that is right now in limbo, kind of. And we'll talk to him about, get a little update on what's going on there. But you know what? We're going to talk a little golf now. Yeah, people would say golf. What are we talking about golf? Because the only thing you can do with golf around North Dakota right now is inside with the golf simulators. But Mike Crest, the golf superintendent from the Surf Valley Golf Course, joins me. And Mike and I have been friends for a long time. And I was talking to him here before the Christmas holiday and talking about, you know what, we should get you on and talk a little bit about the golf course and what kind of situation it's in. I guess the first question I want to ask, Mike, is people would say, okay, we got all this snow and all this coldness that we had. That is not necessarily bad for your golf course, is it?
No, Scott. Right now, outside with the snowfall, looks really good. The moisture we had starting off with the snowfall was wet. So, as everybody knows, last year we had that 4 foot of snow. And in the spring, when you have 4 foot of snow, it's not fun for anybody. But out at the golf course and people's homes, businesses, everybody benefits from the moisture, soaks into the ground, and produces nice green grass. So I'm looking forward to this year.
Mike, as a golf superintendent, I know it's a year-round job for you, but what kind of things do you as a golf superintendent do on a daily basis?
Well, I control the crew. We get the course ready for play in the mornings. Make sure everybody's on the schedule. Get the mowing done, chores done, and then after that, then it's making sure projects are going the way they're supposed to. That's what I love about the golf course. I love the construction part of it. And then after that, then I just make up the schedules, so, and then check the watering for the night.
Mike, let's talk about the Surf Valley Golf Course. It's been through a lot of stuff. It's been through a flood. It's been through potential floods. And, I mean, even, we talk about the 11 flood. That was a devastating flood, not just for the golf course, but for the city of Minot. But there's been other years, and you kind of go through it every year where the water gets a little high in the spring, that sort of thing. But you're very proud of the golf course that you present to the people at Surf Valley, don't you?
Yeah, we do. The 2011 was devastated. You're dealing with about over 50% of the golf course destroyed. Took years to get it back. I've seen high waters, water on the course. We handle it. I want to put into a thing where if we do get high waters again with the silt, come in with a bobcat and kind of squeegee it off and as the water recedes and try to get the play back. That's the key, is trying to get the play back as fast as we can.
Well, talk about it. As we come off the 11 flood, you guys basically had to rebuild that whole golf course just to get it playable. And it took you, it wasn't a year-long project. This took a few years to get the course back to where you were happy with it. And then you could start thinking about the vision of improving it even more. You've done some work at certain holes out there, which I think is just fantastic what you did. But the first 2-3 years after the flood, it was just getting the course back to playable conditions.
That's correct. After the 2011 flood, a company came in and restored it. We got the grass back, and then it seemed like every year after that, year after year, well, then they wanted to raise the walking trail, which disturbed hole 12, 2, 3, and 4 tee box. And with them doing that, it always seems like we were always behind the 8 ball, trying to get it back to where we want it playable. And now, just in the past couple of years, they finished the projects, and now we're dealing with what we have to. We're getting it to grow, and now we got a full 18 golf course.
Well, and we talked about it, Mike. I think it was a couple of years ago. It was when it first came up, when you were reconstructing, pretty much redoing hole number 2 with a new green, that sort of thing, and people were complaining that, God, that green's. Well, it just takes time, and I thought last year it was the best condition I've seen that green. I know you were happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, I honestly believe that those 2 greens, 2 and 3,
right,
are not the same cultivar grass that the rest of our greens are. For that being said, we're seeing a lot of blacktop on it and stuff like that. But the watering is the key. And I believe with that moisture that we got, that 4 foot of snow the year before in the spring, helped those greens. And we've been taking some care of them, opening them up more, throwing more seed on them. Okay. So we're turning it over. But yes, you're right. This last year, they did look really good. They were playable, they were putting, they were good. So that just goes to show that more as the years go on, they'll get more mature. Because you got to understand, those are still, I call them young greens.
You bet.
Very young greens.
And another thing that you guys lost a lot of in the aftermath of the 2011 flood was trees. There's still a few trees out there I wish we could still get rid of.
Right.
But you guys have done a nice job of trying to bring back some of that.
Yeah, correct. Matter of fact, just a couple months ago, we were approached about adding some trees. So we got together with our head forester and with Steve Kotzik, the golf pro, and we decided to put some trees in. So golfers this year will start to see young trees being out there because, believe it or not, some of our older trees are pretty much dead because of the flood.
Yeah.
So we are losing trees. Every year seems like we lose a bunch. But we're going to replant, so we're starting that program.
And you're not going to hire me as a consultant, so they don't put them in spots where I know I'll hit it.
Everybody says that. Everybody wishes I have a chainsaw in my buggy.
Other than putting some more trees, is there any other plans to do something new this year at the golf course, or is this kind of a thing that's just an ongoing thing?
We look for projects out there. My biggest thing is we got a few tee boxes out there that are quite small. We found out in the past couple of years that people are starting using the white blocks compared to our blue blocks, and we notice our tee boxes are small, so we want to enlarge some, and also starting like 11 is a good one. Extend that one. So there's projects. We always look for projects to do just to enhance the golf course.
All right, let's talk about, because people want timetables. They want timelines, because as soon as we start seeing the snow melt in March and that sort of thing, people are going to be chomping at the bit to get outside and play some golf. What is the rule of thumb that you guys use as far as when you open up the golf course in the spring?
Okay, so what we look at is snow's got to be pretty much off the course. You can open it up if there is some snow, in the coulees and stuff like that. But my rule of thumb is if I can go out and I could put a rod 7 inches into the green, I can cut a cup. And if I can cut a cup, then we're safe to be on them. It comes right down to the greens. Those are like our babies. So
it's not so much the fairways and the roughs and the tee boxes. It's the greens.
It's
and that,
the green.
Everybody talks about frost. Oh, we can't let you on for an hour because of frost.
Correct.
It's the greens that is the most concerning part of the golf course.
Correct. It is, and that's what I go by. If I can get down 7 inches or better on a green, we cut a cup, then it's safe to go. We don't mow right away. I know people get out there and they say our greens are shaggy right off the bat. They are.
There's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that. You don't go out there and cut them right away. So timetables come if they start actively growing, then we'll come out right away and cut the dead off, and then before you know it, in a couple weeks, you can literally see the green change colors.
Okay.
And then you're good to go. And then really just getting the golf course open is the hardest part. once it's open, it runs itself.
Right.
It really does, you know.
It really does, yeah. And the thing about it is, you know, because a lot of people will say at the beginning of the year, geez, they're shaggy and they're not rolling really good. Well, it just takes time. That grass, I don't care if it's in the green or in the fairway or in the rough, that needs that sunlight after the snow goes off to mature and become, for lack of a better word, they just to come back, just like your yard at home.
Correct. You know, it's called the grow and it starts to grow.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get to.
Right. Everything's starting to grow. So when it starts to grow, that's the time to go out and start cutting it, and that's when you can lop down your leaf on the blade. And so, yeah, I mean, it just takes a little bit of time, but we eventually get there. And once it's there, it's beautiful.
Mike, how many years you've been involved with the Service Valley Golf Course?
I started back in 1985, so this is my 38th year starting this year. So I've been there
and
a
you've
while.
enjoyed it, and you've done just about everything. I mean, you've mowed the grass, you've watered the greens, that sort of thing, and now you're kind of the guy that's in the manager's spot right now. But I bet you still do enjoy going out and doing some of those projects yourself, of jumping on a mower and maybe mowing, doing a little mowing.
Well, the mowing is fun for a couple hours. I'm not going to lie. After a while, it's kind of, I kind of like, okay, I want to do something else. But
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but I've done pretty much everything out there, which is why I fell in love with the golf course. Is because I do like the construction. I really do. I take time and I look at spots that I can make look better. So if you can improve every year, you know, I could, I'm not scared to have anybody come up and give me a suggestion, because then I could drive by it 100 times and I don't see it.
Right.
But, you know, golfers come and tell me that, hey, this is what's going on. And I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I can see your point. So it's nice to have, you know, people say something, you know. Okay. So I don't take it as somebody yelling at me or anything like that. It's like, hey, you got a good idea, you know.
Well, I know that you're very close with Bruce Rupert at the Barton Golf Course. I know you guys talk a lot and that sort of thing, and you've both been in the business for a long time. And I can just see it when I talk to both you and Bruce, that you guys are very proud of the golf courses that you have produced. You're both coming off devastating floods, that sort of thing, and you know, be proud of what you got out there, Mike, and you know, be proud of your golf game too. I don't know how good it is right now, but
I don't play enough as I should. Yeah, but I need to play more. Yeah.
But be proud of what you guys have out there, and thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you, Scott.
All right, thanks for stopping by, and you know, maybe we'll do something as we get closer to opening. Maybe I'll be on the phone saying, hey, why can't we open this week?
Yeah, that sounds. I'll be hearing that shortly.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike.
Thanks, Scott.
Stand by, we'll come back here on the Scotty K Show. We still got to talk Class B basketball, the 3-class proposal, and also Larry Durr, the head coach. The boys team at Glenburn will join me. It's the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie here on the PSP Network.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Thanks for calling Supreme.
Welcome back. It's Scotty K Show on this Wednesday night, live from the Spicy Pie. We're here each and every Wednesday night. We'll be here through the end of March, through the basketball tournaments in March, and then we'll take a hiatus during the summer, and then hopefully come back again in the fall. We've talked a little golf. We've talked some high school basketball, both Class A and B boys, with Dean Winchesky and of Minot High and DLB's Chris Brown. We're going to talk to another head coach of a District 12 team right now, Larry Durr, and he's here for dual purposes here today. We're going to get an update of where the three-class basketball proposal is sitting right now, what we can expect the timetable to be going down the road. But Larry, I'd be remiss not to ask you a little bit about your basketball team. I know it's been a struggle to start the year. You knew you were going to struggle to going into the year. You have not won a game yet. And the thing I look at it when I look at your basketball team, Larry, is you really are having trouble scoring the basketball.
We are, Scotty. We're having a tough time putting the ball in the hoop, and hopefully we can keep getting better. We've had stretches that we've looked very competitive, and then we've had stretches, where we don't get the ball to go through the basket. We played Drake Animus last week. We were in a very competitive game. Fourth quarter comes around and we score 2 points, and it's like the basket shrunk on us a little bit.
You're a very young basketball team, aren't you? You don't have a lot of kids with a lot of experience, do you?
We don't. We brought back 2 seniors this year. I got a junior to come out that hasn't played since he was an 8th grader, and we're freshman and sophomore heavy, and we pulled up an 8th grader this year to help us out. We're young that way, but what I tell the kids is you're getting varsity experience now. Age isn't an excuse anymore.
Okay, and I want to ask you as a coach, Larry, when you know that you're going to probably struggle to get wins in a basketball season, how do you as a coach keep these kids, just level-headed, knowing full well that it could be a long season, but you're still getting the opportunity to play, and you are gaining experience, which hopefully will work down or will help you down the road?
Right. We go tomorrow's not promised, that philosophy.
Exactly.
We try to win a possession at a time, win a quarter at a time, try to make practice fun for the kids, but that's hard when we're young. We're working on a lot of basic fundamentals, which can get boring at times, but we want to get better, and the kids want to get better, and it's a challenge for them as well as it is for me to keep it exciting and fun for them.
But do you sense your kids have a good attitude still, even though we're not getting W's?
Oh, absolutely. They come to practice every day ready to go. They work hard. We make our kids work hard at practice, just like all head coaches do. And,
right.
And they're buying into the system. We've spent a lot of time working on defense and ball handling, which can be boring at times, but the kids come ready to go every day. I don't question their work effort.
All right, your next outing is it on the road at Glenburn, or are you at home?
We're at home in Glenburn.
Okay, against DLB, which is a pretty good basketball team with the return of Carson Yale and a lot of kids that gained a lot of experience for them last year because of the Yale injury. It'll be a tall order for you on Friday night, because how do you guard a kid 6'10"?
It's going to be difficult. Our biggest kid is 6'2", 6'3", so they definitely got the height advantage there. And Yale's such a good basketball player, and the Olsen kid, and Eastos up top, and Hughes works hard, and the Fisher kid, and they're well coached. And so, we're up for the challenge. We're going to try to do some things to take away some of their strengths and make them uncomfortable as we can.
Larry, let's change our thoughts to the three-class basketball proposal. You are a member of the focus committee. Now, people, I think, pretty much understand what the three-class proposal. It was presented to the High School Activity Association Board of Directors earlier this year or in December. They passed, or they didn't pass it. What they did is they said, we will look at it. Where are we sitting right now with that whole proposal right now?
It's going to heat up next week, Scotty. They formed 8 subcommittees to look into this thing, and those meetings are next week. And then the board of directors get back together on Thursday, January 19th to reevaluate it.
Okay, and I know I've heard a lot of people ask me, is this something that's going to get done this year for the 23-24 season? Some people think it might take another year just because of all the logistic things that the board has to look at as far as costs, tournament sites, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's not just like we're going to here we go. We're going to do it. We're going to do it by the seat of our pants. There's a lot of things that have to go into this decision.
Right. They've got to go into depth on the tournament sites. They sign 7-year contracts or whatever it is through the high school activities on their sites. But the board has determined that February 22nd is their cutoff date.
For this coming year.
Right. For it to go into effect next year. If they don't have a decision made by February 22nd, I'm guessing 24-25 would be the first go around of 3-class.
And a lot of people say, well, geez, if it's not going to go through for 23-24, will it get taken to the back burner? I think your group and the group that's in favor of the 3-class basketball proposal will not let that go to the back burner.
I don't think so, and there's enough public support now,
right,
that I've heard that want to see this go through. If you look at some of the scores that are coming through Class A, Class B level, I just saw one score. I was doing a little research, and it was 43-3, and we need to come up with some competitive balance somehow, I feel.
I've talked to other people that said, they understand some of the scuttlebug from schools that didn't like the multiplier, that sort of thing. And I've said from day one, Larry, it's not the perfect solution, but it's the best one we have out there right now.
Right. The focus group, we spent so much time looking at that thing, and we knew that was a hot topic. I would be very surprised if the high school activities board uses the multiplier that we came up with. I'm just guessing, but I'm going to guess.
You think they might tweak that a little bit?
I think they'll go to more of a competition factor, a success factor, or something like that.
Okay, and I think that's one thing that the focus group did look at as well, but the multiplier was probably the easiest and best way for the group to go that way. You knew darn well that once it went to the board, and no, they have not accepted it, but they've accepted to look at it. You knew they were going to make tweaks on it.
They're going to, and they have to. We proposed the best plan that our group came up with, and now they're gonna come up with the best plan that they can come up with, and which is good. The more eyes you can get on that thing, and there's some very intelligent members on that high school activities board that will figure something out.
Should be a lot of interesting tidbits coming out in the next, as you say, about a month and a half, or even closer to just a month, 6 weeks, because again, the February 22nd date is the cutoff for this coming school year, 23-24, and there'll be a lot of work done. And I want to thank the focus group, those of you who have toiled over this for a long time, and to the board to say, hey, we're going to take a look at this, because I think a lot of people thought that the board would just, we're just going to table this. We're not going to move ahead with it. We're going to take a look at it. For them to go ahead and start looking at logistics, I think was very, very admirable of them.
Absolutely. They could have told us, we're not interested in that. But they didn't do that. They heard from our group, they heard from opposition, and
you bet.
And they accepted to look at it and investigate it a little bit and do their studies, and and hopefully something good comes out of this.
All right. Hey, Larry, I'll stay in contact with you as it gets closer to that cutoff date. Good luck on Friday night. Good luck the rest of the way, and hopefully we can get together sometime during district or tournament time, and maybe have you on the air doing some play or some color for me on a game or two.
Absolutely. Love doing that with you, Scotty. Thank you.
All right. That's Larry Durr, the superintendent from Glenburn, also the head basketball coach. He's a member of the focus group on the 3-class proposal system, or proposal for basketball. Just like Larry said, the cutoff point to implement it in the 23-24 season will be February 22nd. But if it doesn't pass for the 23-24, it's not going to go away. I will assure you of that it will not go away. It will be around for hopefully the 24-25 season. We're going to take our final break here on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. When we come back, we'll wrap it up and set you up with what we got coming up on PSP Network over the next few days.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Looking for a great place to take the family? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items the whole family can enjoy, including jumbo slices, 18-inch pies, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items, including $1.50 tacos. Enjoy their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for only $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Well, welcome back here one final time on the Scotty K Show as we do it here from the Spicy Pie. Again, we'll be back next Wednesday night for another edition of the show, and hopefully we can get to some college basketball, maybe some hockey next week as we prepare to get to the middle of January, into the end of January. It just doesn't seem like I tell you what, we're about a month away from the start of tournament time, especially for Class B girls basketball, and it just seems like the winter season has just flown by. The January pizza of the month here at the Spicy Pie is the Bloody Mary pizza. It includes extra pizza sauce, green olives, onions, bacon, pickles, Tabasco, and Worcestershire sauce, and seasonings, also served with a stick of celery. Also, they got all kinds of items here. They've got the pizza, they've got the grinders, they've got Mexican tacos, tostados, all the Mexican food you want. They've got some desserts here as well. And you can build your own pizza, or you can have a pizza by the slice. Also some appetizers, including chicken wings and garlic bites here at the Spicy Pie. Stop on in and take advantage of everything that they have here. Hey, a couple things. Let's first of all let you know that here's what's coming up on the PSP Network over the next 3 days. Tomorrow night, we'll have girls basketball from our Redeemers as Bishop Ryan will travel there for a District 12 matchup, 7:15 pregame. Then on Friday, we have a doubleheader from Bismarck. Bismarck St. Mary's boys and girls basketball will play host to the Braves from Turtle Mountain. 6 o'clock start for the girls, 7:45 for the boys. Williston at Minot High here in the Magic City at Magic City campus. That's boys basketball. 7:45 start from Magic City campus. Then again, more basketball on the boys and girls side on Saturday. We will have boys and girls doubleheader from Mandan as they take on Bismarck St. Mary's in both boys and girls. And that's going to be an afternoon matinee, 1:45 for the girls, 3:30 for the boys. And then also a 5 o'clock start. Minot High will play a non-region game. They will play host to Devil's Lake on Saturday. That game will be played at the Minot Municipal Auditorium simply because there's a girls wrestling tournament at Magic City on Saturday. So they will play that at the auditorium. So join us here on the PSP Network for all of that. We do have hockey. Minot High hockey teams are in action. Again, tomorrow night, the girls will play host to Williston at the Mesa Arena. And then the boys will be on the road this weekend. They'll play at Jamestown on Friday night. And then they are, let me see if I can find that schedule real quick. And then at Fargo Davies on Saturday. So a lot of things coming up around the corner here, not just here on the PSP Network, but across the region. Do want to pass on the polls. The latest polls out by both for Class B and Class A, boys and girls. First of all, the Class B, which came out on Monday. 4 wins Minnewacan, unanimous choice on the boys' side, followed by Central Cass, Grafton. Bishop Ryan moved up 3 spots to number 4. Sargent County's 5. Shiloh Christian 6. North Star 7. Ellendale 8th. Thompson 9th. And North Border number 10. Receiving votes, Des Lacs, Burlington, Beulah, Oak Grove, Bowman County, Standing Rock, Kindred, and Glen Ullin, Hebron. For the Class B girls, Kenmare Bowbells, still the number 1 ranked team. In Class B girls, they're out of District 16 and Region 8. They got 16 of the 18 first place votes to take the number 1 spot. Rugby from District 11. 2 first place votes, moves up 1 spot to 2nd. Thompson's 3rd, Central McLean 4th, Carrington 5th, Shiloh Christian 6th, Central Cass 7th in a tie with Mayport CG, Garrison 9th, and Kindred is 10th. Also receiving votes were Northern Cass, Oaks, and Bowman County. And we can release the Class A polls that just came out today. As voted on by the AP Sportscasters and Sports Writers. Bismarck Century, number 1 team on the boys' side, receiving all 17 first place votes. Mandan stays number 2. They are undefeated, both those teams at 7-0. Minot High will stay number 3. Fargo Davies stays number 4. No change in this poll from last week. And Grand Forks Red River rounds out the top 5. Bismarck Legacy, the only other team receiving votes. On the Class A girls side of things, Century, the number 1 team with 16 of the 17 first place votes. Undefeated Grand Forks Red River moves up 2 spots from 4 to 2. Legacy stays at number 3. Minot drops 2 spots after a loss to Grand Forks Red River last week. They are number 4. Fargo Davies number 5. And West Fargo also receiving votes. Thanks to Larry Durr. Thanks to Dean Winchesky, to Chris Brown, and to Mike Kress for being on our show tonight. Thank you for joining us here on the PSP Network. It's the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie. We'll talk to you next week.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. It's the greatest of all times. Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm Laura McIver. I'm a senior at Glenburn High School, and I'm going to Minot State. I'm super excited. Glenburn's very familiar with Minot. We've always been connected with Minot State. Knowing that they are doing a Hometown Pride Scholarship was just kind of nice because then it's very inclusive. They're all so welcoming and so nice. It's refreshing. In the end, it just feels like home.
Oh, easy, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throw in some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.